Continue now with our lead story. The media trying to diminish Ben Carson. A doctor joins us now from West Palm Beach, Florida. So when we talked on Friday, I said, I'm believing you, but I asked you not to let me down. You said you've always been truthful. Do you stand by that tonight?
Absolutely. It's a core of my belief system. And that's not going to change. I would much rather lose an election than to lie.
How are you dealing with this? I looked over the clip file, which is like this high, on you today. The usual suspects are maligning you and defaming you. I think you should ignore them. But there are people who are powerful in this country who are questioning you. How are you handling that?
Well, you know, I am trying to move on. As I told somebody, one of the reporters this weekend, I could spend from now until the election, you know, on the defensive about something that somebody is accusing me of, because I have written a lot of books and I have given a lot of speeches. Or we could talk about the things that are important, the things that are threatening the future of our children and that are threatening the world. It seems to me like that might be something that's a little bit more important.
Now, it's almost a compliment to you that they're trying to smear you. Do you understand that?
Oh, I do.
Okay.
I recognize that if they weren't afraid, they wouldn't be doing that.
When I was doing Inside Edition, nobody cared about smearing me. And it was a successful program. I mean, it made a lot of money, but nobody was caring. But once I got into the political arena with this program, and once we started to dominate the ratings, here they come. And what they want to do is destroy your credibility, marginalize you as a person because they don't like your message. Now,
absolutely. And the interesting thing is they've been every place. They've been every place that I've lived, that I've worked, that I've gone to school, trying to find dirt. And they can't find any, and they're getting really frustrated. In a way, I kind of feel sorry for them. But at some point, maybe they might actually come to the realization that I'm not their enemy, and that what we're trying to do is find a way to create the American dream once again for everybody.
They're never going to come to that point because, A, you're a religious man with a faith-based story that the secular press will never accept you because of that, and B, you're a man of color who made it on self-reliance and hard work. Therefore, you blow out the far-left narrative that America is a terrible country, that African Americans have been victimized and can't make it without the large government apparatus to pull them up. So because of those two things, they will never accept you and never give you a fair shake. Let's look ahead to tomorrow night in Milwaukee. I don't think this debate is important for you as it is for, say, Jeb Bush and Marco Rubio, both of whom really have to shine to continue to, well, Bush has got to turn it around, and Rubio's got to continue to rise up to challenge you and Trump. But it is important in a way that, you know, you're going to get some questions about, you know, the press working you over. I assume Cavuto and Bartiromo are going to ask you some of those questions. Have you been thinking about tomorrow's debate and what is your point of view going to be?
I've thought about that, but I'm very hopeful that I'll get a lot of questions about the economy, given who the questioners are going to be. And I'd much rather talk about that.
Yeah,
but
I'm prepared
to talk about virtually anything.
I think they might throw one or two at you on a personal front, but I think it's going to be an economically driven. Now, you and I went around and around on the flat tax thing, and I told you that I didn't think 15% was realistic because you can't pay down the $20 trillion debt at that level. I said I thought you would have to rise it up above 22. Into the low 20s on a flat tax basis. But that's policy. I mean, you respect that, right?
I very much. And of course, we didn't get a chance to talk about some very significant cuts that will go into the program as well.
Like? Give us it tonight.
Like, for instance, we have 4.1 million federal employees. We're not going to replace them as thousands of them retire. We have 645 government agencies and sub-agencies. We can cut at least 1% out of each one of those in terms of fat without any problem whatsoever. And, you know, utilizing things like Lean Six Sigma along the program so that we can get real efficiency out of them, that's going to cut significant amounts of money away. So I believe that that's going to make a difference. Plus, if we can get rid of the unnecessary regulations and we look at the cost to benefit ratios, we will be able to get rid of quite a few, and that affects things in a gigantic way in terms of manufacturing jobs, bringing those back. I mean, there's a whole litany of things. This is a conglomeration.
Well,
it's not just a tax program.
Good start from Mariah. I got to ask you one more quick question, and I should know this, but I don't. Is your mom still alive?
She's still alive. She has Alzheimer's, but she has
because
happy
I just want to
Alzheimer's.
point out in 1997 in a Parade magazine, and I was working for them, I think then. She said she confirmed that you had an anger problem when you were a boy, and it was a knife incident. And you know, you think the press would be able to find that. Parade was no little magazine back then. So anyway, I want to point that out.
I've not been impressed by the ability of the press to investigate when they really don't want to find something.
Yeah, but you have been impressed by the factor. I'm sure you have, right?
The factor, that's a different story.
All right, Doc, good luck tomorrow night, and we appreciate you coming on.